and I do want to say, I have seen way more people, way exponentially more people complaining about the people complaining about Taylor Swift than I have seen people complaining about Taylor Swift, if that makes sense. I haven't seen a lot of people actually bashing Taylor Swift. I've seen a lot of liberals accusing conservatives of bashing Taylor Swift. And yes, I've seen the Fox News segments. I'm not talking about that. The media exists solely to fan the flames in this country. I'm sure you could find MSNBC or CNN or any other liberal news affiliate that would have equally as unhinged of segments about conservative celebrities. These people don't shut up about Donald Trump. Like if conservatives acted toward Taylor Swift the way liberals do toward Donald Trump, they would have an argument here. That's what I'll say. Like I said, I have seen some conservative news channels bitching, but that's really what the media does. They're trying to make it seem like there's this epidemic of just regular average Joe conservative males raging about Taylor Swift. And I have seen some of them, but not near to the degree that the mainstream media, like it's seriously a 1 to 25 ratio of people bitching about Taylor Swift versus people bitching about the people bitching about Taylor Swift. With that said, though, on the news outlets, the Fox Newses of the world that are complaining about her, stop. This is where I said I don't think my audience may not like my take on this one. Knock it off. Leave it alone. It's not that deep. They're like, I listed off 7 other things you as a news outlet have a responsibility to be covering, yet you're screaming about Taylor Swift. Stop doing that. We're in an election year. We are in an election year, and you're talking about Taylor Swift. We're in an election year where the economy's gone to shit, the border's wide open, and where we've never been closer to World War III than we are right now in this moment. And you're talking about Taylor Swift and trying to demonize her. Stop it. I want you guys to consider something. We talked in the months and months ago. Oh, fuck. Over a year ago, actually. Wow, time's flown by. We talked over a year ago about how Gen Z saved the Democrats in the midterm elections, right? And I know it's easy to write it off as though just dumb young people that haven't experienced life, but have we as conservatives considered that maybe, just maybe, we struggle to make gains with young people because we take everything they like and shit on it? Have we considered that? I mean, it's not just with Taylor Swift. Think like TikTok. How many people clown the kids for being on TikTok? Constantly. Oh, you got TikTok brain. Haha, TikTok brain. Instead of making fun of them for being on TikTok, you know what we should be doing? Recognizing that that is where the majority of Gen Z and Alpha consume their content, getting on those apps and getting on the fucking battlefield and trying to win the war of ideas there. Because right now, just like we did with the education system for over 20 years, we've given the left a monopoly on it. So instead of shitting on things like Taylor Swift and TikTok, why don't you get in the game? What is the right done to influence culture? There have been a couple blips on the radar. What have we done to influence culture? Absolutely nothing. That's why we're losing with young people. Entertainment influences culture. Culture influences policy. Policy influences how we live our lives. I will say that on this show till I'm blue in the face. We create nothing. We create absolutely nothing. We comment on things and then we react to them. We are never proactive on this side, ever. We don't create anything. We don't influence culture in any way, shape, or form, except for a few lone examples, some stragglers like Matt Walsh with the What is a Woman documentary. Matt Walsh, if you look at what Matt Walsh did with the What is a Woman documentary, Matt Walsh single-handedly got bills passed in multiple states because of his work that barred trans surgeries for kids, that banned men from competing in women's sports or going into women's locker rooms or other spaces. That's what happens when you influence culture. You can actually get shit done. We don't do that. Instead, we make fun of it, and then we wonder why young people who don't consume news media are so against us. So instead of lobbying Congress to ban TikTok, why don't you develop a presence on there? We are in a culture war, and you can't win a war if you're not on the battlefield, if the other army has the entire battlefield under its control. You can either accept that reality or you can give the left a monopoly on this shit. That's the road we're going down. I know it's fun to hate Taylor Swift, whatever. Maybe that's not the move right now, because there was a poll came out that said 20% of voters would be directly swayed by her endorsement. 18%. 18% of the people polled would vote for somebody if Taylor told them to. Now, it's easy for us to sit here and go, oh, those people are retards. They shouldn't have a right to vote, which I agree with. But what do you think's going to happen if we continue to attack her? I'm not saying you got to go out and buy all the merch and become the biggest Swiftie in the world. Could you imagine like Alex Jones with all the Taylor Swift merch? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Actually, might be his theme song, if you think about it. I'm not saying we got to go full-blown Swiftie here, but we also don't have to be assholes about it. Maybe we should stop taking everything that young people like and mocking it publicly on the content, on Fox News, on the radio, on podcasts. Maybe we should stop doing that. I mean, we mock people on this show for doing stupid shit. We don't just take things that are popular with the kids and mock them. I have a massive presence on TikTok. We have to. We have to. If you want to win hearts and minds in 2024, if you want to be relevant from a media perspective and actually influence the culture and influence how people think about things and change the way they view the news and present them information maybe in manners they've never heard of it before, you have to be on TikTok. You have to. We've got a rogue presidential administration that's tanking the country, left the southern border wide open, and is sleepwalking us into World War III. And they want to let doctors carve up your kids. And you guys on Fox News and on conservative talk radio and God knows how many podcasts want to sit there and bitch about Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game. As if it's her fault that the NFL keeps showing her on TV. She didn't ask for that. I agree. It was annoying to see it every time. It was annoying, but it wasn't that bad. It was annoying. It's like, oh, there's Taylor again. But it really wasn't a big deal. They would show her right before they cut to commercials. And then if you notice in that last playoff game, they showed her and cut to her and she said, go away. And they didn't go back. So this isn't attention she's asking for. This is the NFL trying to milk a cash cow because they know they've got about 5 to 10 million sets of eyes watching these games that otherwise wouldn't watch them. That's all this is. So it's stupid to blame her for this. I think her politics are horrific. I completely agree. I think she's a privileged feminazi. But that doesn't mean that we have to blame her for everything that goes on in this country is not her fault. Like, find something else to talk about. And that really does. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of average everyday people complaining about Taylor Swift. I've seen a lot of conservative news figures doing it. So I think that just goes further to show that these massive corporations and news companies and media personalities aren't really in touch with how a lot of their viewers and their listeners feel. Because the average guy doesn't want to hear about Taylor Swift. I mean, seriously, if that's really what they thought, think about this for a second. Let's use a little bit of logic. Say you run a massive conservative talk radio show. Maybe you have a show on Fox News. And you're like, if you really cared what your listeners or what your viewers, your listeners, how they felt about things, how would this work? Why would you do this? Imagine they're sitting in this writer's room and I don't know, Sean Hannity, whoever comes in and goes, well, you know, our viewers are really, really upset that the NFL keeps showing Taylor Swift at these games, that they're getting overexposed to Taylor Swift. So you know what we need to do? We need to do a 25-minute segment talking about Taylor Swift at the Chiefs games. Because they're already upset that they're getting too much Taylor Swift. Let's give them 25 minutes more of Taylor Swift. How does that make any sense? These people have no clue what their viewers want to hear. It's about manufactured outrage. It's about distracting people from the real issues. The conservative dinosaur media is just as much controlled opposition as MSNBC and CNN are. They're trying to get you riled up over dumb shit that doesn't matter when there's plenty of real shit that does matter to get riled up about. Like, And I know people are complaining that she's going to cost us the election. We have to overcome that. We do. We do. We're going to have to deal with it because that Biden endorsement's coming. And it is what it is, guys. She's the biggest celebrity in the world, and she's going to endorse Biden. It is what it is. If we can't overcome the girl that sings Shake It Off, endorsing the guy who has been the worst president in anybody under the ages of 40's lifetime, then we don't deserve to have the White House, period. That's how this works. Like, they're antagonizing her. Maybe she'll come out and endorse Biden, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you keep poking the bear, she's going to do a lot more than just endorse him. She'll hop on the campaign trail with him. Yes, she will. If they keep antagonizing her, yes, she will.
She's going to be touring, not even in America.
In November?
No.
October? Yeah, no. Guess where Taylor Swift's from? Pennsylvania. That's a pretty big swing state. That's a pretty big swing state. She gets 50,000 Swifties to show up and vote for her in Pennsylvania. That's 19 electoral votes for Joe Biden. Do you guys know how fucking pissed I'm going to be if I have to deal with 4 more years of this dementia-ridden retard because you couldn't stop antagonizing Jake Gyllenhaal's ex? That's what's going to happen is you're going to mobilize a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't have voted because you're doing a Streisand effect here, and you're going to keep bringing the Taylor Swift shit up, and you're like a dog with a bone. You're beating the dead horse. Like that, dude, I'm petty like that. You know she is too. You've heard her music. You've heard her beefs and her feuds. If maybe she was planning to sit this one out or just give an endorsement of Biden and leave it be at that, and she turns around and looks at conservative media talking about her incessantly nonstop poking the bear, you're going to wake up a sleeping giant. I really don't want that. I really don't want that. I want to avoid that. So let's talk about real things, not things that are going to cost us the White House, not dumb shit that's going to cost us the White House in 9 months now. Do you have anything to add? I know you love this subject.
I don't know.
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Nothing? This is your moment. This is probably the most we're going to talk about Taylor Swift for the as long as this show continues to air.
Really?
This is probably, yeah, I mean, we're probably, I don't see any other circumstance where we would talk about her more than this going forward.
We can do a whole weekly
No.
Taylor Swift updates when she's releasing a new album.
You can start your own show and do that.
Could make this That's Based Taylor's version.
That's Based Taylor's version, yes. Well, when she sues us for using that parody of her for the ATF song.
No, I don't have anything to add.
Nothing to add. It's just annoying. Everything about this is annoying. The people trying to pretend that the average guy is just throwing his remote at the TV every time Taylor Swift comes on or comes on. Democrats.
Well, I think when when this thing first started, people were a lot more upset, and they've calmed down because they showed her a lot.
Yeah.
At first, but they don't anymore.
Yeah.
But so I think people are still just like.
Well, I think the NFL also realized they were overdoing it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think people are still just like running with people are just like
they're late to the party
upset.
though, and that's why it feels very manufactured, because you always see the mainstream media like on the left come out with these talking points and they all come out in lockstep. It's almost like they've been fed talking points. That's 99% of the time that's what happened, and it's super late to the party here, and nobody really cares anymore. I mean, there's joke accounts like Nick Adams and the 3-Year Letterman that are talking about it, but I don't know anyone that's still raging about Taylor Swift. I didn't know anyone when it was starting that was raging about Taylor Swift. Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, I'm sick of the whole thing. I'm sick of I'm sick of people on my side getting riled or trying to rile people up over dumbass issues. I know you're going to be like, Caleb, you just did 20 minutes on this. Yeah, but I'm not bitching about her. I'm holding the mirror up to people that probably align with me politically on a lot of stuff and saying, look at your fucking reflection for 2 seconds. Knock this off. That's what I'm doing. This is criticism of my own tribe here. Sorry, did I appropriate your word, tribe?
You did, yes.
Shit. But that's the thing.
Sleeping on the couch tonight.
I know. Well, at least I'll finally get some sleep. You quit snoring in my ear. Joke. Relax. No, but the whole thing's annoying. The whole thing's annoying. Both sides of it. How the Democrats idolize, how the Democrats want to give me a carbon tax and take my right to drive a gas-powered vehicle away, have a gas-powered stove, heat my home above 64 in the winter. Yet they idolize this woman that takes private jet flights to go see her boyfriend play a football game. Little annoying.
She's taking a Southwest flight.
Yeah. No, it shows they don't give they don't give two shits about the environment. They'd be calling her out on this. They wouldn't be siding with her. They'd be like, look at this monster, this polluter, Taylor Swift. But they don't do that. It's because it's not about the environment. It's about control. And we're peons. She's an elite. The elites get to do whatever they want. That's how it works. Again, not her fault. Take your private jet wherever. If she were sitting there criticizing me, that would be different. We'd have I'd do a full-blown rant about that on the show. If Taylor Swift were flying around the world to see her boyfriend play football in a private jet, saying, you know, Caleb Salvatore doesn't need to have a gas-powered stove. It should be illegal to heat your house past 65 degrees. Yeah, I'd call her out on that, but she's not doing that. She's flying around in a private jet. She's polluting the environment like a good American. That's what you're supposed to do. Patriotic as it gets. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.